Mulano, Mulano, Mulano. I think it's time somebody exposed this false prophet dweeb for what he really is. In my last video I talked about, guys, going overseas for the purposes of hooking up with prostitutes and why I thought it was wrong to promote the lifestyle. And, Mulano was just a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Perfect example. The worst example, if you ask me. I breezed through his videos a little while back, and I was amused, to say the least. I mean, because number one, his videos, a lot of his videos, he's talking about his travels and throwing up the woman that he's bagging in these foreign countries. And, the first thing that I noticed when I was looking at his videos, or looking through his videos on YouTube, were all the chicks he was throwing up were fucking trash. I mean, with the exception of maybe like one that was like, okay, the rest of them were fucking garbage. And, I mean, my first thoughts when I was going through his videos were this guy's really paying for this shit? This guy is paying for chicks that don't look half as good as the bitches I would be bagging in the countries he's going to for fucking free. Because trust me, if I'm going to the Dominican Republic or if I'm going to Costa Rica, I'm not even gonna fuck with the bitches, but the majority of the bitches he has, even if they wanted to throw the pussy at me for free. And so for the fact that this motherfucker is actually paying for these chicks, I mean, it's fucking crazy. And that, I mean, this is my first thought when I was looking through his videos. And that was before I had even really, started to listen to him. I didn't really listen to many of his videos because, it only really took a couple, to really show me that this guy's a fucking loser. And he's the exact same guy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about, these guys going overseas hooking up with prostitutes and how a lot of them are fucking losers. Because the bitches he's fucking with overseas are garbage. They're trash. I wouldn't fuck with those bitches if they were giving me the pussy for free. And the fact that this motherfucker is actually paying money for these hoes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just have different standards, but there's no way in the world that I would ever pay for the garbage that he's parading. This motherfucker's actually parading these bitches on YouTube. And no, and secondly, I think there was like one of his videos where he's talking about, the pay rates and how to negotiate with these prostitutes and, the standard rate for having sex with these joints and, what you want to get them at and all that. And, before I really, listen to this video, I'm thinking, okay, this guy, maybe he may be paying $50, $60, and he'll have the chick for the whole night. But, one of his latest videos, he's going and talking about he's paying $60 or $70 to spend 30 minutes to an hour with these chicks. And these chicks are fucking trash. I mean, first of all, dude, you're paying $60, $70 to fuck these chicks for 30 minutes to an hour? When I go overseas, and I bag a bitch, I'm bagging her at the club, bring her back to the spot, I smash her that night, we may be smashing for a few hours, we wake up in the morning, I'm smashing again. And guess what? I didn't have to pay her for no fucking pussy. And you mean to tell me you're going to Costa Rica and you're going to the Dominican Republic, getting with these ugly bitches, paying them, and only getting 30 minutes to an hour? I mean, if this isn't just the purest example of a simp and a loser, I don't know what is. I mean, this guy is a fucking loser. Okay? And then I think, there's another video where he's talking about, he's pretty much going over the dress code you want to have when you go out to these clubs, and and you're bagging these prostitutes, and he's pretty much saying that you want to look nice, and even though these chicks are prostitutes, you still want to be dressed appropriately, because they're just not going to holler at any guy. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, motherfucker, you're actually dressing to impress for prostitutes? I mean, that's actually going through your head. If I'm hooking up with the ugly bitches that you're fucking with overseas, if they're not willing to get with me with flip flops and fucking shorts, then they can hit the fucking road. I'm not putting work or effort into my dress code just to holler at these disgusting fucking prostitutes who've been ran through God knows how much. I mean, that's strike three. Strike three. Okay? I mean, this guy is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. I mean, he's a lame, he's a loser. I can tell by the way he talks he's a freaking loser. Because any guy who has a history of getting in it, who has a history of hooking up with a lot of chicks, number one, isn't going to want to pay for pussy. Because when they're going out, they're saying, well, shit, why am I going to, go out, to Costa Rica and Dominican Republic, and pay for pussy when, I was back in the day, when I was in college or, going around town, I was getting pussy for free. So someone who's been getting chicks and who has a history of getting chicks isn't going to want to pay for chicks. Because in the back of their mind, they're like, well, shit, why should I spend money on a chick when back in the day I was running through bitches and didn't have to spend a fucking dime? So that right there tells me this guy never got any pussy. He never got any pussy here in the States. He was a fucking lame. He was a fucking loser. Okay? And he somehow got the idea that, hey, maybe, the easiest way for me to get some pussy is to go overseas and pay for fucking prostitutes. I mean, this guy's a fucking lame and he's a fucking loser. I mean, how could you I can't even take this guy seriously. I see he commented on my page. I mean, most of the comments, I mean, just a whole bunch of irrelevant shit. I think that he really can't, come to me with any type of concrete arguments, because what I said in my previous video, I mean, pretty much trumps his whole movement, his whole message. So, I mean, all you followers of this dude Mulano, I mean, this guy is a false prophet. He's a lame. I mean, I can tell he's a fucking lame. I've gotten pussy, not just overseas, but right here in the US of A. Okay? And I can tell a motherfucker who's gotten pussy and a motherfucker who hasn't gotten any. And this motherfucker did not get any pussy in the States, because if he did, he wouldn't be all up on YouTube parading the trash he's fucking with overseas, parading the fact that he's so lame he has to pay for pussy overseas. Alright? And not only that, he has to fucking dress so impressed for these bitches. So get the fuck out of here, dude. I mean, come on, this should not be the person you're looking for, when you're contemplating going overseas for the purposes of, meeting chicks. Because, I mean, this guy obviously he's misrepresenting, the overseas lifestyle, and he's a lame. I mean, he's a loser. I can just tell by the way he talks he's a loser, and by the way by his videos, I mean, this guy's a lame. So, that's all I have to say.